Welcome to Dreadful Digest, where we look at your favorite horror novels and rip apart their adaptations. I'm one of your hosts, Tessa Nelson.
I'm Sam.
And today we are looking at It Chapter 2. We are comparing it to the book written by Stephen King. So if you haven't seen It Chapter 1, go back, check our episode on that, and then come back here if you want. Or stay here if you want. It's up to you.
I'm trying not to move right now.
Are you regretting?
No, I'm not, because
No?
I feel so free and
Okay.
uninhibited. For the audio listeners, I'm doing something insane right now.
No one's ever done this before.
I don't have an arm.
In the history of podcasts.
I'm like Georgie. I don't have an arm.
Spoiler alert.
That would have been in It Part 1.
Yeah. So check out our
So that's how you
episode
know
on
that you
that.
need to listen to, if you
Yeah.
don't know what I just said, you need to listen to Part 1.
Exactly.
No, I just don't have a mic stand right now.
Yeah.
Which I actually really prefer and requested specifically.
Okay. Yeah. New things happening in this season of the pod. Sam doesn't have an arm.
I don't have an arm.
New set, new
Turtles were all over me last episode.
bunch of
Like,
turtles were
what's
crawling
going
on her. What a way to start the episode. So we already talked about our history with it. Do you have a non-spoiler review for this movie specifically?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of just okay. I guess I just have to do it the normal way. Like I always try to do like a letterboxd review, and then it always flops. But my actual like non-spoiler review, bless you,
Excuse me.
in the Tessa sense of like giving a legitimate non-spoiler review.
I really try to explain
Yeah,
what's going on in my brain, and it's very
don't.
hard.
And I'm really grateful that you do that. For me, I think I enjoyed Part 2 more than you did. I'm just inferring that from the way that we spoke about it last episode.
Okay.
I think for some reason did enjoy the adult passages of the book.
No, I do too. I think
Oh.
we're in agreement on that.
And I also felt like the performances were so good in Part 2. And are we in agreement about that?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
performances are great.
And I think it was a solid landing to a little tricky acrobatic act of cinema in the air. And I think they stuck the landing. So I feel like it was good and I enjoyed the performances. And that's really all I have to say about it.
I agree with what you said, except
Tell me more.
except the idea that it landed well.
Really?
I really think if we're
'Cause I
going
hated
with
it.
the
She thinks it
circus
sucked.
performer, tightrope. What
Right.
is it? Tightrope
Yep.
walker.
Yep.
Or flipper.
Acrobatics.
Flipper. I would say they crash landed just
What?
like Dick's family and Batman.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Different spoiler for a completely unrelated franchise. Just revealing information that
It's
is
not a
fair to
spoiler.
listen.
It's like everyone knows that, and everyone knows Batman's.
Not everybody
parents
knows that.
die.
Drop in the comments if you knew that Nightwing. If you knew Nightwing's origin story, put it in the comments.
Robin
Whatever.
first.
Yeah. Okay. But like that's like
Spoiler: him turning to
Oh
Nightwing
my
is the equivalent spoiler that I gave.
different franchise.
Everyone knows.
Completely.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
Yes. I think this movie was way longer than it needed to be. I think there was way too much padding. And they really tried to fill in more scares to make it as equal to the first one, I think is what they were going for. But yeah, it felt like, even though this movie was planned before the first one started filming, apparently, check out our first episode on that.
True.
It felt like it wasn't planned. And that's because of the kid flashbacks that really bugged me.
Oh, because they were revealing new information that they
Yes.
could have put in Part 1.
Yes. That bugs me every time I watch this movie.
I can see that for certain things, especially like Richie. It's like, okay, that scene could have been in Part 1 if you didn't make it up, But that did feel like you made it up for Part 2, which is fine. It's a great scene, and it's an interesting dimension. I mean, the odds are in the favor that there will be one queer member of this 7-person gang. But, It does seem like they made it up.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
CGI kids were a little weird, little in the vein of Henry Cavill's Superman. Sometimes they had to de-age him.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
They de-age the kids?
Yeah.
Who do
Once
they
you
de-age?
Finn Wolfhard and Ben Hanscom, I think, are the most obvious.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, Finn, yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like his face has gotten longer as he's gotten bigger. His face is like small in the first one. Am I crazy
He's
into
a very
thinking?
little
Maybe it's the
kid.
glasses. Maybe it's the glasses that
And
just
he was
makes
cast
his
so
head look
well,
small.
and he's such a cute little kid.
No, I
and like,
agree. I loved Eddie in the first movie.
That's a different actor.
I loved Richie in the first movie. You know, I kept getting Richie and Eddie confused when I was reading it, and then Ben and Bill.
Don't get me started. Why would you name your characters the same one-syllable B? Like what?
And Bev?
And
Well, Bev we knew because she's the only girl. But
that trio. Ugh,
you sound
don't get me
like Bill.
started. I don't think you can say that. I actually don't know.
Me neither. If you have a stutter, let us
Let us know
know
in the comments if
that's offensive.
If it's culturally wrong to make fun of someone who has a stutter in the way that Tessa just did.
By the time like Eddie shows up to the pharmacy, and I was like, "What are we doing here? Like, why are we adding this? Like, why are we doing more scares in the pharmacy? Like, it just felt stuff like that."
I agree with that.
Was really bugging me.
I see what you're saying. Honestly, though, when I was watching it, maybe is this your second time watching it or third?
First time was in the theater,
and this is your second time.
Yeah,
maybe because it was my first time watching it. I watched the whole thing and I was like, like I didn't think. I wasn't bothered by the flashbacks. I did think, why wasn't this in part one?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I think the flashbacks would have worked better had they introduced the stuff in the first one.
It's kind of the equivalent of what we talked about in the last episode of like, oh, by the way, Eddie's the best navigator.
Yeah.
By the way, I know they're already in the tunnels and like they're super lost, but did you know that Eddie's a really good navigator and he can navigate their way out?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the same thing. It's like, oh, yeah, by the way,
important information.
Now that Richie's already next to Paul Bunyan, did you know that he's in the closet?
Yeah.
So when Pennywise mentions it in 5 minutes, you'll understand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I get that. I know what you're saying. I honestly wasn't that bothered by it.
Okay. It's just not a movie that, had we not covered this on the podcast, I would not have wanted to go back to. Compared to the first one, I've watched several times. Would not go back to the second one.
I thought Bill Hader was great.
He's such a good Richie.
He's literally the perfect casting, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, Tom. Finn Wolfhard wanted Bill Hader to play him.
Maybe like Bill Hader's great in this movie. Did you know also the sky is blue? It's like me choosing the famous comedian who plays a famous comedian. Hey, he did really good.
He would be really good as a comedian, guys.
You guys gotta get on this guy.
And Jessica Chastain is who
she's great.
Sophia Lillis wanted to play Bev. So great casting. James McAvoy as Bill looks just like they all look just like their kids.
Not bald though.
Not bald.
Not that I wanted him to be bald.
First Bill wasn't even ginger.
It's just interesting that we talk so much about Bill's bald head. For him to not be bald is a little bit like why'd you not have him be bald? Is it because you want him to be the strongest like member of the something of the
You
group,
can't be a strong male character
and you guys don't believe bald
without
men
a head of hair
can be leaders? Mm-hmm. What's that about?
Yeah, King.
Yeah, King.
Yeah, hey King. This is the one thing we have a problem with. Nothing else.
I did mention it last time, and I will like. In my notes of going over this, like, first note I have when I watch the miniseries is, okay, why is he not bald?
Yeah, we talked about his...
Like, I know
he's the opposite of bald.
He has too much hair. Get rid of his hair. They talk about his bald head all the time.
So, so it goes Bald Bill, James McAvoy, Rat Tail Bill.
6 men. None of them are bald.
6? Oh. They're...
Stanley's not bald.
Oh, I thought you meant there were 6 Bills. I guess technically there are. There technically are. There's
Not what I meant, but no, I meant like in this gang. Same thing as like what are the odds that none of them are gay? It's like what are the odds that not a single man in this group grows up
male
and is
pattern
bald?
baldness.
Yeah. None of them are bald.
Yeah.
Cowards. One of them in the book is bald.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't pick a different one to be bald.
Let's learn what this movie's even about. Here's the synopsis if you have not seen It Chapter 2. This takes place 27 years later after the first movie and after their first encounter with the terrifying Pennywise. The losers have grown up, they moved away, until a devastating phone call from Mike Hanlon brings them back to Derry. Now they must take down Pennywise once and for all and finish what they started. If you want to learn more about the research behind the book, the history of the book, check out last episode. In this episode, we're just talking about this film. So it came out in 2019. It's an American supernatural horror film directed by Andy Muschietti. Screenplay by one guy this time, Gary Doberman.
Gary. What else has Gary done?
Don't know.
What?
Don't know. I looked it up. Did not recognize anything else.
Okay,
yet.
so he's done other
I
things.
did look it. Yeah. This is one of the few times where I was like,
wonder.
I'm actually going to click on this guy's Wikipedia page, see if there's
Why do
anything.
you do all of this in Wikipedia?
Because I don't have time to dive deeper than that.
Spreading misinformation
Besides
on the internet.
Wikipedia and other people's YouTube videos.
I'm looking up his other credits.
So this film stars James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain, Bill Hader, Isaiah Mustafa, Jay Ryan, James Ransone, Andy Bean, and Bill
James
Skarsgård.
Ransone, basically my favorite actor right now.
Yes.
Wait, Gary also... Wait, are you kidding me? Gary wrote The Nun and Annabelle.
Okay.
You said you clicked on his name.
Yeah, that doesn't seem that important for me to write.
My God.
No, the fact that
Salem's Lot, Annabelle, 3 Annabelle movies, and The Nun.
he did the new Salem's Lot.
Yes.
Oh, that is kind of relevant,
Yeah.
actually, to what we do here. So some of this research was helped by our friend Sibia. So thank you, Sibia, for helping with this. She
comments
wrote,
if you love when Sibia does research
yes,
for us.
please do. She gave me some cameos. Here are some fun cameos that show up in this film, including Stephen King himself. He is the shopkeeper at the secondhand Rose when Bill goes and buys back Silver, his bike. Muschietti, the actual director of this film, makes a cameo as a customer at the pharmacy. I spotted him.
Really?
I noticed him in the background this time around, yeah. Filmmaker Peter Bogdanovich cameos as himself, and he's playing the director of the film adaptation of Bill's novel. So at the beginning of the movie, in the Warner Brothers studio, that director that comes down on that like crane, that's this guy, Peter.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Lastly, Brandon Crane, who played young Ben Hanscom in the 1990 miniseries, appears as a board member of Hanscom Architecture. So he's the one talking at the beginning.
Aww.
When you're like, oh, is this older Ben? But nope, it's a red herring. So here are some production facts. This movie holds a record for the most fake blood used. Around 5,000 gallons were used in the bathroom scene with Beverly stuck in the stall.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's enough to fill an average above ground pool. It surpasses the Shining's elevator scene.
Do we know what they made that blood out of?
I don't know.
It's probably, I'm imagining it's just raw blood, but I'm just curious, like how that felt to be in.
Yeah, because she was.
Yeah, she's drenched in it.
Yeah, she was in that like pool of blood. So
Yeah.
that sounds like a nightmare. That sounds awful.
That sounds like a regular It nightmare.
What? It's like something I would say.
Oh my God. Okay. Next piece of
You're not
trivia,
supposed to be
please.
that offended by that. Anyway. Just gonna go cry later. So the shots of the fortune cookies rattling inside their bowl were actually done practically. They used watch batteries, 6 batteries per cookie.
That's insane and awesome.
Yeah. They really tried to do a lot of practical,
Everyone take notes.
except for like a lot of the monster stuff.
We should start doing more things practically. If we're able to do it practically, we should. fortune cookies are the evidence of this. I'm joking, but it's true.
It's fun. It's
they
really
look
clever.
great.
Yeah.
And I bet it got better actor reactions.
Mm-hmm. Instead of just CGI cookies.
True.
So they actually reduced the makeup time for Bill Skarsgård into his Pennywise look down from 5 hours in the first film to 2.5 hours.
Hey, and I'm going to be honest, I couldn't tell.
No, they shortened it.
They just got better.
It looks good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Muschietti, he sets a dream of his, and he said this recently. His dream is to combine both It films into one giant supercut for a future release. Would you watch this?
Well, here's the question. Would he do it chronologically, like It Part 1 and then It Part 2?
I
Or
don't
would
know.
he divide it up like in the way it is in the book?
I would be intrigued if it was divided up the way it is in the book.
Me too.
Yeah.
I might watch that because because part of the book's experience is like, in my opinion, kind of not knowing what's going on. Like they'll like refer to things in the book and you're like, huh, what's the
And then it comes
apocalyptic
into
rock fight?
play.
And then it
Yeah.
happens and you're like, oh.
It's fun.
And like I do feel like seeing that reference that would also fix what we just talked about earlier about like, oh, why wasn't this thing in part 1? It's like, well, they would put it in the context where it would make sense, and then the supercut could be very effective.
Yeah.
If he just smashed them together, I don't know how I would feel about it.
I
I wouldn't sit down and watch it all, to be honest.
No, definitely not. I think it would need to be interweaving the childhood stories with the adult stories like in the book.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to add the stuff with their whole underground hangout and, you know, those scenes like.
This is the magic of editing, though, is that it's like you can come up with new ways to synthesize those stories together that you previously weren't able to because, you know, they were shot years apart. So, you know, it's supercut. You do it right, I'll watch it.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
That is all my research for the film. Let's get into the main segment.
Whoop whoop.
Yes.
Wow, that was quick.
Way quicker than last
It's
time.
been 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Sickening.
Took us
Sickening.
an hour.
This
last
episode's going to be 20 minutes long.
Let's hope. So this movie takes place in 2016. In the book, it actually takes place in the 80s. So, you know, we talked about the differences in the last episode, how they were kids in the 50s, adults in the 80s. Now we move forward with these films, and they are kids in the 80s, adults in the 2010s.
Honestly, 2016, when you think about it, is vintage. It's almost 10 years ago.
Oof. That's rough to think about.
Actually, when this episode is airing, it will be 10 years ago.
Oh my god.
Thank you for nodding. I appreciate this. Emerson's being very interactive this episode, and he really wasn't last episode, and it kind of harshed my vibe.
Yeah.
You know, like Lucille
Messed you
Ball?
up.
You know Lucille Ball, like when she was doing her show I Love Lucy, and they tried to have her do it, and when there wasn't a studio audience, but she wasn't like doing as well. And then they brought in the studio audience, and she was like, "It's because I need to like hear them laugh." Like that's
So
my
you're-
relationship to
You're
Emerson.
Lucille Ball right now.
I'm Lucille Ball, and Emerson is my live studio audience. Well, what's your relationship to Emerson like? I guess it's not the same.
I mean, he laughs at you more than what I say.
Get
so,
funnier. I hope that was gone. I hope that was gone on the sound.
I'm getting roasted so much today.
That's true. This episode has been tough
I
on
am
Tessa.
trying my best here. I've been mentally tortured
You
this
did set me
entire
up for
month.
that. you threw me a softball, and you said, "Don't hit it." Like, what am I gonna do?
No, that's when you're like, no, Tessa, you're
Tessa, you're
just
so
as,
funny.
You're just as valid and important as
Tessa,
me.
you're so funny. Emerson laughs exactly the same about your jokes as he doesn't mind.
So you know how I said I got Ben and Bill confused? I literally
And Bev.
typed them and I
Yeah.
got it wrong. So not Bill, but Ben. No, not Ben, but
But
Bill.
Bill.
He's filming a movie in London in the book.
Mm-hmm.
He's adapting his horror book into a horror movie starring his wife, Audra.
Mm-hmm.
She is more important in the book than she is in the film.
Way more.
And I don't. It's not that big of a change, but I think in the film, they're in the U.S. No one's British.
No one's
No
British.
one's British. They're filming in a Warner Brothers
Which, like,
studio.
does she need to be British?
No, she's not British. Everyone else is British.
In the miniseries, she's British.
She is? I guess I haven't seen it, so.
I don't actually know if she's British, but she has an accent.
Okay. Yeah, so remember Audra for future. In the film, they make this nod about everybody hating Bill's endings to his book.
Oh my god.
And
This was like the thing. I just know Stephen King was like, yeah.
I know what you guys say about me.
Yeah, literally. Like I know it so much, I'm gonna say it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I brought up during the long episode is like I kept hearing from people like, oh, his endings are notable for being bad. And I'm like, are they? Like,
see, I've actually never heard that myself.
Okay. But then this just hammered it home for me. Like,
apparently he's very sensitive about it.
Yeah.
But this also is the evidence, of course, that Bill, which we already knew, that Bill is the stand-in for a king.
Which, like, he never writes as a kid. So, like, why did...
I know. Ben writes as a kid.
Yeah.
But you have to have the leader who's super cool, who all the girls like.
You
need
have
the
to
one
have
who grows up to be the horror writer.
a writer in every single Stephen King project.
And they have to be the coolest person ever, and everybody likes them.
Yeah. What is Richie doing? What is Richie doing as an adult? Well...
He's kind of not as successful in this version, right?
Yeah,
people
he
are, like,
is
getting mad at
a
him for his
stand-up
jokes.
comic, and he freezes when he's on stage after getting a call from Mike. He freezes. People are like heckling him, saying you suck and all this stuff. So it seems like he's not that successful yet. Like,
Right.
He's just, but then he's in a huge theater. So
I think he is successful and like.
well, he has that. The kid is a fan of his. So like.
Yeah, he must be like Bill Hader level famous.
Yeah. But yeah,
No,
it's
he's not.
interesting.
I imagine he's closer to like. Well, he still calls himself Trash Mouth, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So I got the impression that he was maybe less of a clean comic and maybe slightly more controversial. I mean, even the joke
Would he
that
get
he tells.
canceled?
That's what I think. I mean,
Yeah.
even the joke that well, first of all, if it was the one in the book, 100% he'd be getting canceled. But, even the joke he tells, he's like, "Oh, what is it? I slept with this girl,
Oh, yeah.
and then something that's not funny." I don't remember what the joke was, but it was like it falls flat.
Oh, I was masturbating to
Oh,
my
I like yeah,
girlfriend's
friend. So now I'm not able to.
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't even write his own jokes apparently.
Oh yeah, that's
which
right.
is like Richie would never. Richie would
write
never.
his own. Richie wouldn't be caught dead.
Yeah.
That's the difference, though, is that he's just kind of a wisecracking kid in this version, whereas, like in the book, he is trying to develop a skill.
Yes, he's trying to do these voices, which leads him to become a radio DJ. As an adult, he's a successful radio DJ in LA, and yeah, people really vibe with his voices. He's like popular and has fame because of these voices.
Yeah,
So.
he's successful, and don't they talk about like him getting clothes on Rodeo and stuff?
Yes, that's so true. All the losers, minus Mike, which
Are
he makes a point of saying in the book, is like, you guys, none of you had kids, and all of you are successful. I think this is tied.
Yeah.
To our tie to Pennywise. So,
Which can you explain that to me? Why?
I think at least the idea of them not having kids has to do with the fact that maybe they are still kids themselves because they have not fully killed Pennywise yet, is my kind of take on that.
Okay.
Why they have to be successful, I don't know.
Kind of sounds like they did everything right. You know, I'm like, I understand that because it's kind of framed like, oh, it's because of the curse that we're all rich. And it's like, well, awesome.
Yeah, how is that
awesome?
How is that
and not only is everyone rich, actually, wait, Beverly.
She's rich.
I know she's rich, but I can't remember this. Is Beverly in the book a designer?
Never mentioned as a kid. Never mentioned she's into fashion.
No, but as an adult, is she a designer?
Yes.
Oh, she is.
She is a fashion designer, and her abusive husband
is the lawyer or whatever.
No, he helped her develop her company because she was working under other people and probably wouldn't push herself. So he kind of took over.
I blocked that out. I couldn't remember what she did.
I kind of imagine him, you know that movie like Big Eyes or something?
Yes.
Where he kind of takes credit.
for her work.
That's
yeah.
kind of the vibe I get.
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah. So every single one of them is super fabulously wealthy.
Yes.
I just didn't. It's like it was framed as if like, oh, because we haven't defeated Pennywise, we're all rich, and it's like
Yeah, and they all
dope.
leave Derry, so basically the only one who's not safe, would be Mike because he still lives in Derry. Everyone else, fine.
So this is the other thing. Why does Pennywise wants them to come back?
He wants to try again. He
She.
wants revenge. She wants to try again. She wants revenge. Yeah, that's kind of how I took it, like unfinished business.
Yeah.
Like I have never been afraid of anyone but you kids, so I need to make sure that doesn't happen again. In the film, they add this thing where they're like, if we don't defeat Pennywise, we're all going to end up like Stan in some way. Like Bev can see their futures of like, this is
Right.
how we're all going to die.
That's what she sees in the Deadlights. She
Yeah.
sees oh wait, no, that's not true.
Yeah, no, because she's the one that saw the deadlights in the first film. She then can see these visions of how everyone's going to die.
Right.
So,
and then
yeah,
she
you're right.
continues to have nightmares after where she sees it.
Yes. So they do add a reason to why they have to fight Pennywise again, stay in the town. In the book, I think it's just Pennywise is drawing them in, wants to go at it again. And I also think there's that influence of, be it the turtle or the other thing, that is also drawing them in,
Yeah.
too. That's kind
It's
of
like,
implied.
27 years this year.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. You digress.
Yeah. Yeah, so Ben, he is an architect in both versions.
True.
However, we don't really see that element of him in these films besides this film. If that makes sense. They don't touch on it in the first one at all.
But he knows how to build the dam.
But they don't go into the dam. They don't do the dam in the first film.
What? Yeah, they do.
No.
They're not building
There's no dam in the first film.
Isn't there a dam? Or am I confusing the two movies? Like, is there one in part 2?
The only thing he builds is in this movie where he builds the
hideout.
The hideout off screen by himself, might I add.
I'm tripping. I'm pretty sure there's a dam.
No. They're not building a dam. The whole thing in that first movie, they don't even like hang out as friends, really.
Oh yeah, they're like already friends and then they meet up with Ben.
Yeah. Ben's being chased by Henry.
Oh, that's right. In the miniseries, they are building a dam. I'm confusing them. This is what happens when you watch way too many movies
a lot
within
of
the span of like 24 hours.
Yes. Yeah, so the reason he's an architect in this film is because he had an interest, a passion in building things. He would read books about it. So he built a dam with the kids. That was how they bonded. And he also built the secret hideout. But interestingly, he says he does this all by himself, which like how? Literally, also it's huge. This hideout in this film is huge.
Isn't Richie like, what's this switch for? Is it some kind of torture device? And then he's like, that's a flashlight.
Oh.
Isn't that in this movie?
That sounds familiar.
I'm pretty sure it
I
is. I think it's in the same conversation where it's like, you built this? And he's like, yeah.
And then he puts his hand on a pillar and then it breaks.
Yeah. It's part of that conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's the whole spider hats.
Oh, yeah.
Low key, funny bit.
Like I liked that when they were all putting him on.
Agreed.
The shower caps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the hideout in the book is like a tiny like 5x5 hole that they all like barely fit in with a door on top. That's the extent of that hideout. And they all work on it. They spend like days working on it together. And this does by himself.
Ben
it's huge somehow.
Magically builds this.
Yeah. Like a little like there's like wooden pillars and like a wall. Like made of wood? How did this 13-year-old do that? As for Eddie, what does he do now as an adult? Well, in the book, he drives celebrities around New York. In the film, he's a risk analysis, which makes sense.
Yeah, I guess that does make sense. Yeah, I totally misinterpreted that scene. You explaining that just now makes so much sense.
What do you mean?
I thought he was lying about what he did.
He could be.
No, I think you're completely right. I think I just misunderstood. Because in my head, I'm like, oh, he's driving a Cadillac
Yeah.
SUV and he's wearing a tux.
That's-
Is a driver.
That's the reference of
He's a
him.
limo driver.
The first time we see him in this film is him driving a
Right.
big, black car.
So I thought when he calls, or when he's talking to Richie, I thought he was lying about his job because he was embarrassed for some reason about being a driver.
He could be.
No, I'm wrong.
But I feel like that's a cooler job than a risk analysis. Like,
when
look at all these celebrities.
That's why I was so confused when he said that. Is because I was like, that's not his job. And
I know.
I fully in my headcanon was like, he's lying.
Yeah.
Like, this is just an incorrect interpretation of what was supposed to be going on. But also, like, why is he driving his own Cadillac SUV if he's a risk management advisor?
Yeah, take public transit.
Or wouldn't you have a driver if you're gonna have that car?
Yeah. If you're that
I
wealthy.
don't know how much they're paid, but
I don't know.
But you're right, it does make sense. And you know what? I liked the Freudian bit about when he accidentally calls his wife by his mom.
Yeah, that's played by the same actress.
It is?
His wife and his mom, they are the same actress.
That's good.
So
That's good.
She killed it.
It's just like Frankenstein 2025. That's going to be
I haven't
several
seen
episodes
it yet,
from now.
but yeah.
That's common knowledge, though, that Mia Goth plays both the mom and the love
Oh, that's
interest.
me. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's great at playing old characters and young characters in
That
the same
she
movie.
is. That she is.
Yeah. I want to talk about the scars from their cuts a little
sure.
bit. So in the first movie, they grab a piece of glass, they each cut their hand. That shows that that's their promise, basically, to come back to Derry and finish what they started if Pennywise is not dead. So they are I feel like the scars are barely utilized in this film.
True.
Like, when they get the call from Mike in the book, their scars suddenly reappear. And this is a big deal because Audra, Bill's wife, is like, I have never seen that scar in my life. I've never seen him have that scar till now. Like, they reappear. It's creepy. And yeah, in the film, it's like, they don't even show the scars.
No, they don't. Which I always thought was weird because I'm like, that seems like something you could easily do practically.
Yeah, and like, would somebody know what that means? Like, if you hadn't read
At
the
the
book?
end of the movie, they do all look at their hands and they're like, the scars are gone.
Yeah.
So they kind of do.
Yeah, but there's that one shot of like Bill after he's on the phone with Mike at the studio and he like his hand starts hurting. And I'm like, well, I know what that means, but like who is a regular viewer going to know what that means?
No, yeah.
Like why he's doing that?
But his stutter does come back.
It does. It does. Bro stutters. It's pretty bad in the book. Props to Steven Weber.
Steven Weber sells the hell out of that stutter.
And I just need to give praise to Steven Weber because that audiobook really made it entertaining. Yeah. He did a really good job. He made it, I feel like, a more entertaining experience. Because some audiobooks can be
so boring.
A bad time.
100%. Listen to War of the Worlds.
Oh, yeah. Or don't.
Audiobook.
Definitely don't.
But yeah, Steven Weber, and support your local library. You can get Steven Weber's reading probably at your local library branch. I actually don't know what library you go to, but if you live in the greater Los Angeles area, support LAPL. That's how I listen to it.
Facts. Let's learn about what Bev is doing in the book. So, as an adult, she has a friend named Kay.
Ugh,
not in the film at all.
Too bad.
I feel so bad for Kay. She seemed like a cool person. She's a feminist. She's like, hey, leave your abusive husband.
Kay's a great character.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like Kay gets her flowers.
No.
And, well, obviously she quite literally gets beat up by Tom.
Yes.
But also, like, I don't know.
That was a shocking scene. That was a really surprising moment.
I agree.
So as we kind of get in this movie, Bev's husband, Tom Rogan, is abusive. He's physically abusive. In the book, you get really into his head with a few chapters. Like, he is a disturbed individual.
It's similar to how, well, it's different, but it's similar to how Stan's characterization, when we meet Stan, is told through the perspective of his wife, not through Stan. And then, similarly, when we meet Bev, meeting Bev is told through the perspective of her abusive husband instead of meeting Bev.
Yeah, we meet him
This is how we learn about her
first,
smoking
right?
habit. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is how we learn to characterize Beverly based on how her abusive husband sees her instead of how she sees herself.
Yeah.
Unlike almost every other character, excluding Stanley.
She gets the call from Mike Hanlon. Her husband's very pissed off about it. She leaves. They have this physical fight. She manages to get out of the house and she goes to her friend Kay. She tells Kay where she's going. And unfortunately, after Beverly goes to Derry, Tom shows up to Kay's house and gets the information out of her.
He quite literally
violently.
beats the information out of her.
Yes, it's a graphic scene. It's really sad because she is portrayed as, not to say that someone who gets beat up is not strong, obviously, but they do put her on this pedestal of being stronger than Beverly, and then they take her to Beverly's level, which I find really interesting. Like, this can happen to anyone. It's not Beverly's fault. This could literally happen to anyone. I feel like some people, when they look at a victim, they're like, why didn't you just leave? Or why didn't you do this?
Well, so the other thing about like Beverly's abuse was that, like, and maybe this is, I don't know, we kind of talked about last episode about whether or not her father sexually abused her, and like it's in every version it's like not explicit, I guess. But specifically like Beverly's abuse as an adult does involve her sex life. The way I interpreted that was like, have you ever seen Big Little Lies?
No.
Have you seen Big Little Lies? Okay, you need to see it. But I'm not gonna get too into the weeds here, but like you'll see it in the first 2 episodes. One of the characters played by Nicole Kidman and her husband played by the other Skarsgård. Oh,
Connection.
Yep, it's all the Skarsgårds. They have like a physically, sexually abusive relationship that honestly was very similar to Tom and Beverly's, except I thought that in Big Little Lies it's portrayed with a lot more nuance and it's way more fleshed out. They have the time to do it. They don't really have the time to do it in it, but like
they take a long time introducing these characters.
They do.
In this book, it's like a third of it is just that it's before they don't even get to Derry until halfway through the book. I swear to God.
That's like where I got like on a broken record. I told Tessa this already off camera, but like I had to listen to the chapter introducing Ben approximately 4 times because I was like, what is going on? And that chapter's long.
Oh yeah.
I was like, who is this guy? Which is basically every chapter. It's who is this person? And why do I know about how they felt as a child? And then you find out later why.
I did like how when the adults are talking, it'll then switch chapters. It'll like smoothly go into like, it's their memory, and then now we are in that memory.
It'll be like
we
going, new chapter, kids. Gone.
Yes. Yeah. So. Yeah, and so I bring up Beverly and Tom because Tom actually follows her to Derry. He tracks her, or tries to track her down, and he ends up having a whole thing with Audra.
I didn't completely understand Tom's death.
Yes, so I guess jumping forward, Tom, he never gets to Beverly, but he goes to Derry, and he comes across Audra, and Pennywise.
Hey, we're missing an important thing, which I feel like should be mentioned. Bill is married to Audra because she looks like Beverly.
Yes. She
They're
has red
both
hair.
Redheads. They are described as looking very physically similar, which is why Tom is able to look at her and go, oh, so you're the woman who's married to the guy who's trying to be with my wife.
Yeah, he does notice that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
And what's crazy is like, okay, so obviously Tom is sick in the head, but like he clocked that.
He noticed. Yeah. He does seem like the type to notice everything.
He's so sensitive, and he's so sensitive to, he's so jealous, and like, you know, also he's insane and abusive.
Yeah. So he goes to.
So he finds Audra.
Derry, finds Audra because they're in the same
hotel
parking lot. Yeah. And then, basically, Pennywise. I took it as Pennywise uses him as a tool to get Audra down to the sewers. And then we don't know how Tom dies, but he's in the sewers as well. He's
Okay,
dead.
so we don't know how he
No,
dies.
we don't
See, that's
know.
what I thought. I was like, did I miss something? Or he's
Because
just
all
dead
they
now?
say is like, because it's from Bill's POV, and he's like, there's a guy who looks vaguely like Henry Bowers, or has the same vibe of Henry Bowers, basically, and that's Tom, slumped over
Yeah,
dead.
I got that, but I
Yeah.
just was like,
And then
okay.
Beverly doesn't even
Beverly's like,
make a note of it.
Beverly steps over him.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, she also fully has slept with somebody else by this point. She has moved on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Bill cheats on his wife.
Which, by the
Shitty.
way, he cheats on his wife within about 24 hours of leaving
Oh,
his wife.
Oh yeah.
So it
He
kinda
is
seems like he was
still.
looking. But he also cheats on his wife earlier in the book, does he not?
He does.
With his agent.
Oh my god.
And she knows about it too, because she even says, she's like, I know you slept with this woman. And then he's like, yeah, I did that.
Oh my god. Standing for Stephen King?
Hey, I wasn't going to bring that up. King, get her.
Interesting. Little factoid about Henry Bowers in the book. He actually survives Pennywise. We see him in this film. And he survives Pennywise by running away and abandoning his friends. This happens in the book. And we know that he then gets blamed for all the child murders. He gets blamed for his dad's murder, which...
That doesn't happen this time.
No, that's what I noticed. I was like,
time.
he gets arrested for the death of his dad, but it's not mentioned, you know, he's not blamed for anything else. So he gets sent to Juniper Hill. And that's where we find Henry in the film.
True.
Yeah.
This is going back to the very beginning of the movie, but I just thought of it. Adrian and his boyfriend, that's different in the book. But I feel like...
Is it? I feel like it was
they're
pretty
not at a
similar.
carnival. They're leaving the bar. And then they get jumped.
But they got that hat from the carnival.
That's true. But they're
They-
leaving, like, I'm pretty sure they're leaving a gay bar.
No, you're right, because the first time they interact with the kids is when they're leaving the carnival. He's wearing the hat that says I love Derry or whatever. Kids notice that. They're like, hey, if we see you wearing that hat again, you're dead. And then they come out of the bar. He's wearing the hat. They see him. That's on a totally different night. They then attack him. So I think they just combined them. They shortened it.
I felt like in the movie they were way older than I imagined them in the book.
I imagine them young adults.
Really?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird to me that there's like one teenager in that gang.
Oh, the bullies?
Or I guess I imagined all of them to be younger, but I thought it was
Oh.
weird that there was one child.
For
You
some
know what I
reason I
mean?
thought there was a kid, but he
Maybe
was
there
the
was.
one that didn't really want to participate. If I remember.
Maybe.
I don't know. Stephen King introduces a lot of names of these characters at the beginning, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't.
Anyway, let's jump back to Henry.
Well, now moving on to Mike.
Oh.
So Mike actually in the book learns about Stan's death. So Stan, after getting Mike Hanlon's call, chooses to end his life. And Mike learns about this by reading about it in the obituary in his local newspaper. In the film, however, Bev learns this information. She calls his wife, but she also has a vision of Stan's death, so she knows how he died. Mike didn't know.
Hey, I'll say it. I like the book version better.
Yeah?
Yes, because I just think it's kind of weird that like when Bev calls the library in the book, this is a completely different part. When Bev calls the library in the book after Mike Hanlon has been stabbed, the police officer is immediately like, "Oh, you make a habit out of calling at 3 a.m. the library? Why? Because it's suspicious
It is
and
very
weird." And you
sus.
know what? Calling a widow the day after her husband has unalived himself. You've never met this person. You're like, I need to speak with your husband, and she has zero suspicion about you.
And she, like, just tells her.
I guess he did unalive himself. So, like, really, like, what, you know? But so
Yeah.
he gets a call. I don't know.
But, like, why is this random woman calling about my husband?
Exactly. Like, and there's nothing.
And
There's
he's never
nothing
mentioned her
suspicious.
about...
Exactly. I just feel like the book makes more sense, and I also just kind of felt like, I don't know, I'm sure this is on purpose, but like it bummed me out when they were like, oh, like Stan's so scared, blah blah blah, blah, after he had already unalived himself, which we saw, which I know is like on purpose to make us feel discomfort as an audience, but I also just like squirmed in my seat a little bit, and I wish that Mike had just told them in the way that in the book he does.
Yeah.
But that's just my
I agree.
opinion.
And I think it makes more sense because Mike is like keeping tabs on these people
Yeah.
for just in case
Well,
Pennywise
Mike
comes
is
back.
just so different in this version. I know that we're moving to different parts, but Mike is a librarian. Mike is not a crazy person.
They do make him to be very crazy
They're like,
and like
he's
secretive.
crazy. He's drugging his friends.
Yeah.
He's got these
He's
conspiracy
hiding
theories.
secrets. Yeah.
He went to go visit this Native American tribe off the land.
Yeah.
What is this librarian doing? You know, obviously the answer to this is Sam, he's not a librarian. I know. But he should be. It makes sense that he's a librarian. What was he doing in Derry? Being crazy in the attic?
Yeah, why does he live in the attic? He has a full house in the book. He has a
Yeah.
full house where they
He's
bring
a
silver
well-adjusted
to.
individual.
Yeah. And that's another
But-
thing. That it's such a random
That's another thing.
it's such a random thought, but like seriously it adds to what I was talking about in the first episode where I'm like these kids and adults, I guess, have like this innate knowledge when it comes to Pennywise and what to do and what not to do. And like they have this thing when Mike and Bill are fixing up silver in Mike's garage and he's like, "Hey, do you have?" And he's like, "Oh, cards? Yeah, I picked them up." And he's like, "Why?" Or like, "Why do you have
Isn't
a
it
bike repair
kit?
kit?" Yeah,
You
he's
don't
both.
have a bike.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know.
I just
like,
felt like I just
needed to.
Yeah, I just felt like I needed to. Like I just really liked that stuff. But yeah, I don't like the whole added like Bev has these visions that we're gonna die, and like the only way to stop that from happening is killing Pennywise.
I do feel like I feel like it's an effective cinematic tool because I think it's like, well, now we have a countdown.
Yeah.
You know, and if we don't, whereas, you know, okay, you haven't seen it. We'll talk about it next episode. But in the miniseries, like, there is no countdown, obviously, because there's not in the book. But also, like, there's a line where they're like, oh, so I'm going to have to come back here when I'm 70. And that's in the miniseries. And in this version, there's also a line where they're like, what? I'm going to have to come back here and deal with Pennywise when I'm 70? And then Beverly goes, no, because you're not going to live till 70 if we don't kill him right now. And for that reason, it's like, well, that answers that question. Because in theory, they could just come back when they're 70.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Neither would I. But, you know, adding the ticking time clock of, no, you're going to die after this cycle is like, oh, okay, so we actually do have to deal with this or face our own mortality.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that I didn't necessarily like it, but I understood why it was done. It added stakes.
Yeah, it makes sense for this version of the Losers Club, where in the first movie they do split up. In the first movie,
Yeah,
most of them don't even want to be there besides Bev and Bill. Like they don't really feel this hunger to kill Pennywise. And so it makes sense for the sequel to kind of follow that.
because yeah, any of them could leave at any time.
Yeah. Where you kind of need a reason for them to be there. So
Yeah, and they need to do Chud or whatever.
Chud.
They don't even do Chud.
He talks about it. Mike brings it up.
Yeah, he does talk about Chud, but they don't like do Chud.
No.
Why even bring up Chud if you're not going to do it?
To try to make us book people happy, I guess. But like,
I guess. We're like, I know what Chud is.
did you notice the symbol on the door? It's the same symbol from the book. Oh wait, you did an audiobook.
Yeah. Did
Shoot.
you also do an audiobook?
I did both.
Oh, you like read
So
it
I
and you.
saw that symbol. It's the
Symbol.
same. Yeah, the symbol when they go into its lair. Same symbol on the page.
Oh,
Really fun.
that's cool.
And it shows up in other Stephen King books too.
The more
Found
you
that out on
know.
Reddit. In the film, Mike is milk. In the film, Mike is researching Pennywise's history. He's really trying to figure out how to kill this thing. In the book, he's looking into Derry's past, trying to figure out why so much tragedy has occurred. And he tells us this by including chapter interludes. So we have like different interludes where he's interviewing someone in the town and we learn a little bit more about Derry's history, which is pretty fun. I talked about how I enjoyed that last episode.
True.
Now, in both this version and the book, we do learn that it first came to Earth. He crash landed onto Earth. But how we learn that is different. You just grabbed a turtle?
Yeah, because in the book he gets vomited out by a turtle.
He does. Pennywise does get vomited out by a turtle.
Not just any turtle.
The turtle?
The turtle. The turtle of the universe.
Yes. But
It's like a sea turtle probably, because if it's like going around with the universes on its back,
yeah,
it wouldn't. Well, I guess a regular turtle could also.
he could.
I
Other
just
turtles
feel like
walk.
I can imagine a turtle swimming through the Milky Way. Not
Mhm.
that it's the Milky Way, because obviously the Milky Way would be on its back.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Duh. I bring all that up to say that how they discover its presence or how he dropped on Earth is different. So in the film, Mike goes to this Native American tribe, takes some drugs.
Hey, what drug is that, by the way?
I can't remember what he said. He mentioned it, but
He gives a microdose, whatever that is,
yeah.
of whatever this is.
Yeah. So he learns as an adult how Pennywise comes to Earth. In the book, they learn about this as kids. They did this whole smoke ritual in their little hideout, and they use it to have visions because they hear about it in a book. And so it's like Mike and Richie are the last two remaining. The other kids, like, they couldn't handle
Yes.
the amount of smoke.
That is true.
So both Mike and Richie learn how it crash landed.
Is it Richie? It is,
sure,
because
yeah.
it's under his contact lens. He gets the smoke. Yeah, it's Richie.
Is that why he can't wear contact lenses?
Well, so he's I'm pretty sure when he's like leaving Paul Bunyan, I think, unless I'm confusing which part of the book this happens in, he randomly gets like a ton of pain in his eye, and he's like, "What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?" And he's like, "It's something with my contact," and then he realizes, "Oh, it's because I can still feel the smoke under my contacts."
That makes sense.
And then that's how he's able to remember the whole thing with the smoke.
Yeah, that's why then he has to take his lenses out and
Yeah.
start wearing his glasses. So when the kids go back to Derry, I don't know why I say kids, they're all adults. When the adults go back to Derry, they all start becoming their old selves again. So Bill starts getting a stutter. Richie has to wear glasses. Eddie's arm starts hurting, like from the break.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he gets stabbed in the arm by Mike.
By Mike?
Whoop. By Henry.
Second time you've
I
gotten
keep
them
wanting to
confused.
switch their name. I keep wanting to call Henry Mike and
Yeah.
Mike Henry. But by Henry, doesn't he get stabbed in the arm, and that's why he's a broken arm again?
This is happening a lot in these episodes where I'm like, I remember vaguely things that happen. But I thought it was at the Chinese restaurant where his arm starts hurting.
Okay, that's possible. But he also legitimately doesn't he like actually get stabbed in the arm by Henry later in the book in his hotel room?
Probably.
I don't think he gets stabbed in the face like he does in the movie.
No.
Pretty sure he gets stabbed in the arm.
Yeah.
And then that's why his arm, because that's why when they're down in the sewer later, they're like, I think Bev is like,
oh yeah, because then he has to grab onto Bill again.
Yeah, he's like, she's like, this is exactly like last time. Even Eddie's arm is broken.
Yep. Yeah. No, you're right. Well, we talked about the ritual of Chud vaguely, but in the film, Mike is the one that learns about it originally, and he explains it to Bill.
Shall we do it again?
You explain the ritual of Chud this time. I can't do it anymore.
Is something completely different in the movie, isn't it?
He literally just says it's a power of wills or something.
Something like that, which is, let's water it down. Why not? The power of Chud, the ritual of Chud is when you and your enemy, your op, bite each other's tongue. And then you have to tell jokes. And then whoever laughs first, ha 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 ha, gets killed. Yeah. And they want to do that to Pennywise. Now, in the movie, the ritual of Chud is the power of love, friendship.
The power of Chud is putting tokens in a leather thing that apparently they've had their very important tokens, obviously, even though we didn't see them really in the first one, but so you put your tokens in this thing and you you start screaming at Pennywise and...
Wouldn't it be so nice to just have one object that represents you?
Yeah. What would your object be?
My object I was literally just thinking about that. What would be my token if I throw it in there? I
feel like I know mine.
I don't know. Maybe like my camera.
Yeah. Oh,
like my film camera.
That's good.
What would be yours?
I feel like some book. I feel like a book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Like a childhood book, probably.
That'd be good.
Yeah. So that's like the film version of the ritual of Chud.
The power of love, friendship, and imagination.
Yeah. In the book, however, Bill is the one that reads about it in the library as a kid. So they know about this. They go during their first confrontation with
Right.
Pennywise. They literally are like, we're gonna use the ritual of Chud against him. So like, they've been knowing this.
It's
Not
true.
new information.
Nope.
Should we talk about Stan's token, which I feel like we have to talk about?
You get into it because I don't know why we have to talk about it.
Because it's something every YouTube video I watched about it. Chapter 2 is people being upset with Stan's token.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
They really step on Stan in these movies, I have to say. Like, it doesn't, and they don't need to, because they don't do that in the book.
Yeah.
But they do.
Basically, what I mean, even when I saw this movie in 2019 when it came out, I was like, first of all, what's this hangout? What is this underground hangout? Secondly, when has Stan ever worn a shower cap?
Also, it's like, you know, like, they talk all the time about how he's, like, Jewish or whatever. You don't think that he has any belongings that are important to him, like, culturally, that maybe would better fit what needs to go
Maybe
into
something
this?
he wore last movie.
Maybe could it be something from his bar mitzvah?
No, Sam, it has to be the shower cap.
It's got to be a shower cap
That's
we
what
made up for
everybody
this movie.
knows about Stan.
Everybody knows he loves to wear a
Loves
shower cap.
Even though in the first movie, Bev's the one who wears a shower cap when she's in the bath.
Yeah, that's true.
It's stupid. It's stupid. That's why this movie just does not work for me. I know it sounds like so trivial, but it just feels so unplanned.
I get what
And
you're
it bugs
saying
me.
now when you were talking about this earlier.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so they have these tokens, and they basically use this as a reason for the losers to split up and explore the town to try to find their specific token. So they go visit their spots from the first movie, and yeah, I mean that it kind of happens in the book too.
You know what, though? Actually, the movie makes more sense.
How?
In the book, they're just like, well, walk around Derry, see if you see anything weird.
No.
That is what happened.
The mic.
The mic?
No. Okay, so Mike is like, hey, I know you guys are struggling to remember things because they forgot their time in Derry. So he's like, I remember everything, but I need you guys to remember. So I need you to walk around Derry, try to remember things from your childhood. And that's the reason they do that. They don't go out looking for anything in particular. They just go where their heart takes them.
But I also feel like that is stupider than looking for a token. At least you're looking for something specific.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess they should have just emphasized the tokens in the first one more. Like, this
For
will
sure.
come up later.
It should have been or we should at least see the objects. And that's the thing too, is it would have been so cool to see the objects in part 1, even just linger on like the rock that Beverly throws for a second.
Yes.
And then that way when we see it, we'll be like, oh.
I'm like, why would he keep a rock with Henry Bauer's blood on it?
You know what, Mike? You are kind of weird.
Yeah, he is kind of weird in the film.
You're a little odd. You're drugging your friends. You're
Yeah.
keeping rocks with blood on them.
Yeah, I would think maybe the sheep gun thing.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
a good token.
Way
but then
better.
again, they have to like burn them. I don't
They
know.
can't burn the rock. Even Richie
Yeah,
points
you
that
can't
out.
even born. You can't even burn
You
a
can't
rock.
even burn a rock.
I could burn. Back in my day, you could burn a rock. Mrs. Kirsch. We
I talked about this last
talked about her a little bit. The poop tea. Bev goes to her old stomping grounds, aka her old apartment.
She's like, Marsh, I'm gonna ring the bell.
Yeah. What?
She's just
She thinks she sees her
her
dad's
name
her last
on
name.
the apartment name list.
Yes.
She's like, I'm gonna call.
Yeah.
She calls. Oh, who's this woman? Her name is Kirsch. Beverly looks back to the sign. Oh, it's always said Kirsch. That's kind of weird though. She remembers it saying Marsh. Old woman, come inside. Let me give you some tea. Beverly, an idiot apparently, goes inside.
Yeah.
That's how the scene goes. She gets inside, and wouldn't you know it, it's Hansel and Gretel up in here.
Mm-hmm.
Whole house is candy, except the tea is poop tea.
Yeah. And not tea that helps you poop.
It's
Literal poop tea.
I was literally gonna say no. It's sewer water.
Yeah.
It's what we were talking about in the last episode.
Gray water or actual?
No,
sewage?
I'm pretty sure it's actual sewage.
Oh.
In the book, I think they use the word shit to describe it. That's why I said that last episode.
And she still drinks it because she's such a people pleaser.
Yeah, she wants to be polite or whatever.
Yeah.
And anyway, so then she's looking at this old woman and is like, wait, that's not.
She's slowly changing and
She's slowly morphing, and then she's like, wait a minute. Actually, I can't even remember. Is she a witch?
she turns into a witch.
From Hansel and Gretel.
Yes.
The whole house is like candy, weirdly.
Yes. And she also mentions, this is where we get Bob Gray mentioned, he was a clown. He was Mrs. Kirsch's dad.
Bob Gray. Wait, this is in the book?
She mentions my father. Remember, she's like, my father. He moved here from New York, or he
Can I
moved
get that
here.
accent again?
She kept saying my father with D's. She's
So
like,
true.
he moved here with nothing.
Yeah, and ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
And then you know what my father did? He joined the circus.
He joined the circus. He was a clown.
He was a clown.
And Pennywise latched onto the imagery of Bob Gray's clown persona.
That clown has got it going on.
Yeah,
That's
the
what
legacy
Pennywise
of
said.
Bob Gray. And we get more of this in the TV show Welcome to Derry. But this is where it's introduced.
Yeah, and so then Beverly is like, "You're not my dad," and then leaves.
You're not my dad.
It's basically. Is that not what happens? She's like, I'm pretty sure the door did say Marsh, and you're Pennywise, and I'm getting the heck out of here.
Yeah.
Now, in the movie, though, it is an evil wench.
They do the horror
Witch.
trope of the
Witch.
scary naked old lady, which
They
is boring, and
I thought it was really funny when she walked
her
across
sagging
the doorway.
boobs.
That I did not
Oh.
find funny. Tessa?
What did you find funny?
No, when she's like walking across the doorway and she's like, for
She
audio
looks like an
listeners, I just did this.
Or like what is she? She looks like a Adventures of Flapjack character.
I
You
don't
ever
know
seen
what
that
that
show?
is.
Oh my god. She
But,
looks like
yeah.
she could fit in the world.
I thought it was silly how she so she's like she pokes her head out. Funny. That's a funny bit. So then she walks across the hallway naked and she's like rolling her arms around.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was funny.
That was
I laughed.
that scene. That was like a promotional scene.
Yeah.
They marketed that scene.
Yeah. I bet they did.
The old lady kills it. She is very creepy.
Yeah, and then she
Creepy.
comes running out of the dark and she's scary and Beverly manages to escape. Hooray. Now let's cut somewhere else.
Richie.
Whoop.
Richie is not gay in the book, although I'm sure there is fan fiction that makes him so.
There must yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's cool. It's the impact of Eddie dying is very
Well, it makes me
emotional.
wonder if there's anything I missed in the book that implies.
I'm-
I don't know. I just wasn't thinking about it, to be honest.
I mean, the fact that maybe he like most of his banter is with Eddie, like he's constantly
Yeah.
teasing Eddie. I guess you could take that.
I guess so, but in the movie, he's like flirting with Henry Bowers' cousin.
Yeah,
Which, I'm sorry, but that seems stupid, Richie.
very dangerous.
That just seems stupid. Well, he's not even flirting with him, though.
He's
just
just
like,
like,
"Hey, do
hey,
you
you
wanna
want
play a
to
game
keep
with me?
playing this
Do you want
game?
to keep playing the game we've already been playing?
Yeah.
And Henry's like, what are you, gay?
Yeah. Weird fact, but Ben is for some reason in summer school in this movie.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
They
Probably 'cause
show
he's
like
new.
that could be true.
He's like catch up before going to the next grade.
But he seems so smart.
He doesn't even need to be new. And I know we talked about this last episode, but I like it better that he's not new.
I guess that gives him a reason to be really looking into Derry.
I guess so, but I don't know. I like Ben's
Mike
character a lot
could have
in the
been-
book.
We talked about this, but Mike could have kept his character trait of being the history guy, the history buff, and like showing them all these photos because he is kind of an outsider to these kids. He doesn't even go to the same school as them.
True.
So he could have been like, hey, I'm kind of the new kid.
Yeah. He's homeschooled in the movies, but he goes to a different public school in the book.
Yeah, he goes to like a Catholic school.
Oh, maybe not public. Sorry. But he does go to a different
Yeah.
school.
So yeah, Ben is in summer school for some reason, but in the book, he's actually the reason Henry Bowers is forced to go to summer school.
Which is dope.
Yeah.
By the way. He should. He needs to learn. Send that kid to summer school. If only he went.
It seems like they did go. Because they would like hang out in the Barrens and have their school books with them. So those kids did go.
It's true. I mean, honestly, Ben made the right call by not letting him cheat. And I know this is a part 1 gripe to bring up now, but like when Ben like goes through the 3 options he has, like to like not to let him cheat, not let him cheat because, you know, I don't remember, or like the third option being not let him cheat because then he'll be in summer school and then he decides the last one and it's like smart kid.
Or it was like maybe he'll be held back. So I
Oh
won't
yeah,
have to
that's
deal
right.
with him.
Maybe he'll be held back and then I don't have to
Fortunately,
deal with him for a year.
Will not be held back.
Was not held back. Too bad, Ben.
Yes. Nice try. So Henry is encouraged to kill the losers one by one by Pennywise.
It's just like, all right, brother. Really? That's all it took? One clown goes, hey, can you kill those kids? And he goes, you bet.
Well, he's got some resentment for these kids. He hates
Still.
all of them. Yeah.
Still. He gives you a knife. If I was Henry Bowers, I'd be like, can I at least have a gun?
Yeah, give me something better than this.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
So
Me as Henry
can I
Bowers.
get like a machete or like something cool, like a
For
crossbow?
sure. Or hey, how about this?
Katana?
Let's do a trade. Can you give me magic powers?
Oh,
You're Pennywise.
hey.
Give me magic powers and I'll kill those kids.
Probably
Protect
would have
me, I'll
worked
protect
had he,
you.
yeah, had he had magical powers, probably would have actually worked.
Yeah. Give me the ability to fly. Maybe I'll kill those kids.
Yeah. In the book, he goes after Mike first. He enters the library. They have a full-on fight. Mike does some pretty good damage, but Henry ultimately gets him pretty good. So he has to go to the hospital, and he's basically out of the book for the rest of it, for the climax at least.
Such a shame.
I know. In the film, it's opposite. In the film, Eddie is attacked first. Eddie does some decent damage, but then ultimately Henry goes and attacks Mike. But together, the Losers Club shows up knowing... I don't get that. How did they know that Henry was going to be there, that they should all show up at the library? Because Richie shows up, manages
kills
to... Yeah, kill him.
And it'd be one thing if Mike actually worked at the library.
But he does work. He's a librarian.
In the movie?
He lives
I've
above the
been saying
library.
so much about he's not even a librarian. He's not even a librarian.
I thought you meant like he's not acting like one.
Well, that is also true. He's not acting like one, but I thought he wasn't one.
How else would he have access to living in the library?
Yeah, you're right. I guess in my head, yeah, that's true.
To clarify, Mike is a librarian.
To clarify, to retract my previous statements regarding Mike's status as a librarian.
Yeah.
Okay, then I disagree with you in that case.
What?
Then it makes sense that they would all show up to the library. They're going to find Mike because he works there. That's probably where he'd be.
How did they know Henry was going to show up there? Because that would be my
Doesn't
priority.
matter. They were going to go see Mike because they all had to tell him about what they saw.
What? Was that planned? I thought they all were planning to leave. They all were going back to the townhouse to get their stuff and leave.
All of them?
Yeah. Eddie was like,
Not Bill.
Even Bill in this film doesn't take this that seriously like he does in the book. Mike is the one that has to lie and try to convince him.
That's right. He does drug Bill.
Yeah.
Which I feel like have not discussed enough, to be honest, but it's okay. We can move on from that.
Yeah. I say all this because Mike is essentially out of the rest of the book. He's stuck in the hospital while the rest of the adults go and fight
Not how it works
Pennywise, which makes them essentially weaker because now they go from 7 to 5 people trying to take down Pennywise, and it just makes their connection and their power
5
weaker.
is still a very strong organizational structure, though, because 5 is a pentagon. You know, in the book, they're always like 7, 7.
Mm-hmm.
5 is still strong.
Okay. Well, I mean, it works.
It just makes sense.
It works.
It's a star.
Yeah. But in the film, they all go there together. So, minus Stan. Canal Days. That was a set piece for the film. Not a thing in the book. You know, like Bill going to the fair,
Mm-hmm.
the whole plot with the kid, like him trying to protect this kid, and it's like, dude, do you not realize how creepy you seem right now?
Yeah.
He reminds you of your brother, but like, maybe don't chase this kid around. I don't know.
Yeah. I did kind of like the bit though when he's like, "Kid, don't go near the sewers. If you hear voices, don't go near the sewers." The kid's like, "You hear voices in
In
the
the book
sewers?"
or in
No, in the movie.
Oh.
And then he's like, "I hear them in the drain."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, "Oh, that's a good moment."
That happens in both, but I feel like he comes
It's a
off as
little
less
different.
creepy in
Yeah.
the book.
Well, also, I think the kid is less. Isn't that the same kid who asked for the autograph?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So as the adults are gearing up to fight Pennywise, they are worried in the book that because Stan is dead, that their power is going to be weaker.
Fair.
This is a fear that they have going into this. And, valid. Very valid.
100%.
As we mentioned last episode, Pennywise's lair looks different in the book than it does in the film. It is made of a bunch of spider webs because Pennywise is a spider, and the spider web is full of missing kids and Audra, Bill's wife. Remember Audra?
The other mother's a spider too.
It does give Coraline. And with the tokens.
Coraline.
I don't know why I said it that way. It does give Coraline. And with the tokens, it's
Ain't
very
that
Coraline.
funny?
Yeah. Neil Gaiman, you have some explaining to do for a lot of things.
He has a lot of explaining to do. But
So yeah, in the film, its layer we learn is where the meteor crashed. So it's like all this like black like obsidian looking shards. Pretty cool.
hey, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
No wonder.
Pretty
If my meteor hit the sewer, I don't care. That's my home.
Gonna
Me
make
as
it
Pennywise.
cozy.
Make it cozy.
Yeah.
Bring some kids in to lighten the air.
Yeah. Light in the air.
They're floating. I don't know.
Yeah, they all
we
float.
all float.
Bro says that all the time. It's like we get it. We get it. So Pennywise is actually a female.
What do you mean, actually? We've been new.
Yeah, but in case anyone hasn't watched our first episode.
It's a little late to be joining us, I have to say.
Yeah. Pennywise is a female, and the closest thing that the closest version of its true form that the kids can see is Pennywise as a spider, which we do get that in this version. Pennywise in the film is a half clown, half spider thing. So definitely an homage to the book. And yeah, Pennywise has laid eggs. Ben has to destroy said eggs. So when Bill and Richie are in this void, this black void, where they're telepathically communicating with Pennywise, Ben is out there crunching up those eggs, destroying those eggs.
So, like, I'm Pennywise, right? And I brought this up before. I'm Pennywise, and oh my gosh, these kids are here and they're trying to kill me. Ugh. And, oh, but I have all of my babies here, and I do need to lay some eggs. I think the perfect time for me to lay some eggs is when my number one gang of ops is here trying to murder me.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
When you gotta go, you gotta go. I guess it's your babies. Shouldn't it be important? Obviously, you don't lay babies every 27 years, because if you did, we would know.
Yeah.
Hey, if Pennywise did lay eggs,
millions of years for this to happen.
that's what I'm saying. And you decide when you're fighting your biggest op to lay your eggs. Now, if I was Pennywise, well, also, how does Pennywise even?
We don't know.
Okay, not gonna go too far there, but questions. And it's like, let's say Pennywise did have babies. If I was Pennywise and I had babies, I would simply lay them in the next town over. Boom, new spawning place.
Hey, Bangor, Maine, what do they got going on over there?
Also, so true. Also, no competition for my children.
Right?
I need to feed on children. I now have 1 billion babies who now also need to feed on children, but they can't have mine. Go to Bangor, Maine.
Each town has their own.
Has their own Pennywise until the entire United States is full of Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Isn't that
That's
just
a
like
horrible
2019?
That 2019.
Remember when there were all those clowns running around?
That was 2016.
That was 2016?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, because wait, what? That was 2016.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Because Clown in a Cornfield was based off it.
Oh.
Another clown story.
Well, yeah.
Lots of clowns. So yeah, in the book, there's this whole thing. They do the ritual of Chud. Bill and Richie have to do it. They defeat Pennywise. Am I missing anything?
No.
Yeah. It's a confusing scene. And the thing is, I will say I didn't like how it literally, during this part of the book, it was going back and forth between what the kids were doing.
Well, that's why I thought that when they were kids, they squashed the babies, but I guess I was totally wrong.
Yeah, it's basically it's a repetitive part of the book because it's like, oh, the kids are going down in the lair. Oh, the adults are going down in the lair. Also, there's this crazy storm and the town's being destroyed. And it's just like, it's such a blur of like, I wish they spaced it out more. If you want more details into what the ritual of Chud is.
I thought I just acted it out earlier this episode.
Yeah, but like how it works within Pennywise's mind palace.
Oh, yeah, no. Watch the last
Check out the last episode. I don't have the brain
It's 5 hours
to talk
long.
about this.
You gotta watch the last episode.
In the film, it's basically, again, resorts to another monster fight, but then the adults start bullying it and saying, like, you're so small, you're just a clown, you're just a mummy.
They're like, there's more than one way to make someone small.
Yeah.
We know because we're losers.
Yeah, it's like, you did that last time, but whatever.
I kind of like Baby Pennywise.
Baby Pennywise or Baby Groot?
I haven't seen...
Baby Pennywise or Baby Grinch?
That's a horrible question.
Which would you
prefer? In a fight?
Never in a fight.
Well, in a fight, obviously, it would be Baby Pennywise. Actually, no, it'd be Baby Grinch.
Baby Pennywise can't do anything.
Eating him up. Yeah.
We keep mentioning a turtle. There's no cosmic turtle in the film.
Too bad.
In the book, it's I guess, kind of a deal. It's a turtle that is dead in this one, actually. Is dead when they're adults, right? Or just really asleep.
So, like, why would he even be dead?
I don't know. If people know more about this turtle,
alone in this universe.
Does this turtle pop up in other Stephen King things?
The turtle can't help us anymore. That's what the line is, right? Or the turtle can't help us now.
Yeah. So that's why it seems more like when they're fighting Pennywise the second time, they've got a lot against them. They've got less people. They don't have the power of the turtle. How are they going to do this? No Audra or Tom. Audra's
in it.
Not in this film.
Yeah, she is.
At the beginning, but she's not in... She follows Bill to Derry because she's worried about him. And then she gets kidnapped by Tom. She ends up in Pennywise's lair. And Bill is freaking out because he finds her bag outside the sewers. He's like, he has my wife. Pennywise has my wife.
Let's be clear. After he cheats on her.
After he cheats on his wife.
Bill finds her bag and is like, no, my wife, who I love.
No.
Who I love and would do anything for her, even though I cheated on her within 24 hours of leaving her side.
And he starts like literally like freaking out. He can't stay calm, cool, and collected like he did in the past.
He can't. I can't wait for you to see the miniseries.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
Rat Tail Bill.
Oh my God. Yeah, so Audra, she's put in a catatonic state because of her time in Pennywise's lair, which causes her to not be able to talk, not be able to really move much after these events. And Bill has to take it upon himself to kind of take care of her in the book.
None of which is in the movie.
Nope. She is only in the beginning. Eddie dies in both versions.
Sad.
In the film.
One of the best characters.
Yes. He gets stabbed in the film. Now in the book, his arm gets eaten off by the spider. His arm gets eaten off by the little...
So it's like, okay, so let's get back to Monsters, Inc. So, which is the working theory. So if you believe that Pennywise can bite off your arm, then Pennywise can bite off your arm. If you don't believe that Pennywise can bite off your arm, then Pennywise can't bite off your arm. Why does Eddie not simply say, my arm is here?
Well, when your arm is actively being bitten off, you're probably not thinking like, I can stop this. You're probably thinking, holy
No,
shit,
my
this is
arm is
killing
being
me.
bitten off. Yeah, I
This
guess so.
hurts.
I just think, like, with the power of love, friendship, and imagination, couldn't he grow back his arm?
Like how Pennywise's arm grows,
Yeah.
grows out of him.
Yeah. Get another one. You can, I think.
I don't know. The blood loss, like.
No blood. In my imagination, I have infinite blood.
So while underground in the book, there's this whole storm happening in Derry. It's like a freak storm. People are dying left and right. It's crazy. And then when the adults kill Pennywise, Derry like fully crumbles in on itself. That doesn't happen in the film. In the film,
Nope.
only the house on Nebolt Street falls in on itself, not the entire town. Which seems, and then Mike kind of talks about in his like epilogue thing, like maybe this town isn't meant to last forever, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on whether that was needed?
Like, no, I don't really care. Like,
Yeah.
it works in the book, and it also works to not have that happen. It doesn't really matter, in my opinion.
Yeah. Because we don't see the aftermath that much.
Right.
Besides, like, oh, a baseball stand crumbled.
Right.
More parts of Derry are falling apart.
Right.
Yeah. This is something that I'm very curious to get your take on. The Losers Club's starting to forget again. Everyone this time. Everyone, including Mike. As soon as Pennywise is dead in the book, everyone in the Losers Club, their memories start fading. Pretty soon after. In the film, they specifically are like, our memories, we're going to keep our memories this time. We're going to remember. I think it's so much sadder.
They don't remember?
Yes. But I like that they do remember in the film. I wish that was what happened in the book.
I don't disagree. I think, well, yeah, I mean,
because they go through all of that and what, just to forget?
Oh, like with the understanding, like, okay, so King, this is supposed to be that, you know, you, I assume, reconcile with childhood wounds and you return to your younger self as an adult and you revisit these things and you know, are able to overcome the challenges that you experienced as a kid. By that line of reasoning, like, as an adult, you would remember all of that because you made the conscious decision to revisit it and get better. So I understand the argument for, they forget it because they've healed and they don't need to hold on to that pain anymore. But I also feel like, well, by the metaphor of like what the book is supposed to convey, they could remember.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I don't understand the idea of forgetting everything. Like, they forget each other. And that's what's tragic, is like even the happy memories, the fact that they were friends, gone.
Yeah.
That sucks. That really sucks. It almost feels like,
but like,
what's the point?
Aren't there people from your childhood that you don't remember that you were friends with?
I remember my friends.
All of them?
I remember each friend group I had was pretty small.
So you remember all of your friends?
Yeah.
I don't remember all of my friends. But yeah, I don't know.
I forget a lot about my childhood.
Yeah, me too.
To be fair, but the people, I mostly remember the people. I try to remember the good stuff. It just seems odd, and especially I'm like, what's gonna happen with Ben and Bev? They go off together.
Clearly, they remember.
Yeah, but how much are they gonna remember? What are they gonna? They're gonna be like dating each other, and they're gonna be like,
"Who are you?"
Yeah. Like, what? It just brings up so many questions.
How do we meet each other?
Yeah. Even Bill's like, I don't remember how Audra ended up in this situation.
Well, okay, in defense of this, like, they do, like, we don't know what they remember because we only know what Bill and Mike talk to each other about. Like, they lose contact with Ben and Beverly. So there's always the chance that because they were together, that they actually do remember everything and they just lost contact with Mike.
Yeah. What do you prefer? The film or the book?
Like, specifically the adult portions?
Yes.
Maybe the book. For the adult portions only.
I think so. I think it was really well done in the book.
Yeah, I care about the adults.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the adults, yeah.
this versus that. Only got two of you. Two
Whoop.
of them for you. Chapter 1 versus Chapter 2.
Chapter 1.
Same.
That's just kind of a true or false question. That's like, there is a correct answer.
There might be some Chapter 2 heads out there.
Hey, if you like Chapter 2, drop in the comments that you like Chapter 2.
They really love Bill Hader.
Put in the comments, I love Bill Hader.
Yeah.
And honestly, tag him if you like.
Yeah.
If you prefer Chapter 2.
So this one is, who would you rather go up against? This is before I knew you weren't scared of spiders. Giant spider versus giant Paul Bunyan.
Oh, well, okay, there are some questions I have. So is Paul Bunyan trying to kill me with his axe?
Right. They're both trying to kill you.
And the spider is like the size of like a Lord of the Rings spider?
I don't know how big Pennywise's spider is.
I imagine big.
I thought so.
Or Paul, well, obviously
I guess
Paul
I was
Bunyan.
imagining like the size of, I don't know if you saw Eight-Legged Freaks, but they have some big spiders
I
in
haven't
there.
seen that. But
That's what
I
was
mean,
imagining.
even though I'm not scared of spiders, like a giant anything
Ugh,
trying
yeah.
to kill me is scary, but more specifically, something with 8 legs is scarier than something.
They can run so fast.
Yeah, than something with 2. Like something with 2 with an axe, it's like, okay, so he's gonna go whoop.
He's fast in the movie, though.
He is fast, but still, he's gonna bring down his axe. I'm gonna have time to sidestep that.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about it. By the way, Paul Bunyan, I'll start crawling up him. What are you gonna do? Axe your body? Don't think so. Can't do that to a spider.
How can you climb that? It's made of plastic. Which movie gets wrong, by the way. The movie's it's made of wood. You notice that?
I did notice that,
Yeah.
and for that reason, I would be able to climb him.
Yeah, but not a plastic version.
Yeah, that's true. But also, like, if Paul Bunyan started chasing me and he was plastic, I'd probably bust out a blowtorch,
Oh,
like they have in the movie with the lighter and the hairspray.
yes.
I'd be like, "All right, come here, plastic
That's one
boy.
way to do it.
Yeah, we're going down together.
Yeah.
Let me get that axe."
It's a whole thing in the book where they're like, everybody hates this shitty Paul Bunyan statue because it's cheap and made of plastic.
They're like, "Ugh, this is so
This is
uggo."
such a gross
Yeah.
eyesore. Yeah. I would agree. I guess I'd go against giant Paul Bunyan. I don't think I could do a giant spider.
The spider would just get me, unfortunately,
It would go
and
so,
it would wrap me up like I'm Frodo in Lord of the Rings.
I just hate the
And
little, I don't like the sound effects.
I'm
Don't
okay
like
with
it.
I don't like giant spider. I don't even like spiders.
You love spiders. Spider-Man's your favorite Marvel character. You love Marvel
listen.
and spiders.
Listen, you know, I'm okay with a little spider,
Not a big spider.
No.
Fair enough.
but I wouldn't try to kill a big spider either. I'd be like, "Hey, here's the door."
Yep. There's the door, bitch. You know what
What is that from?
that?
Isn't that from Scream Queens?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Leah Michelle.
Yeah.
That's the end of our episode on It
Boop, boop.
Chapter 2. Thank you for watching / listening. Next episode, we're going to be covering the It miniseries.
That's right.
The one from the 1990s.
You thought we were done?
We are not done.
We're not done.
We're keeping this ball rolling.
Yeah.
And yeah, follow us on at Dreadful Digest Pod on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We'll see you then. All right. Bye.
Bye.